NFL Week 12 is on the horizon. And as I'm sure a lot of us know, the Buffalo Bills are set to take on the Houston Texans on Thursday Night Football. And I got to tell you, boys, I am at a crossroads right now because not only at the beginning of the season when I was giving the Bills final record prediction going through the schedule, I had this as a loss on the calendar, partially because the Buffalo Bills have not won in Houston since 2006. Josh Allen is 0-3 when playing in Houston. But on the flip side of things, with Josh Allen is undefeated on Thursday Night Football as well. So a lot of things are sort of meeting in the middle as far as what to anticipate from this game. Now, obviously, there is no C.J. Stroud. We're going to be going up against Davis Mills. I don't think the offense in Houston has ever really been their saving grace all year. They can't run the football all too well with Davis Mills. He is your typical backup. He's the kind of guy. In fact, since he's been the starter, he leads the league in throwing to his first read. So as long as you ultimately end up running man coverage, that should be able to take him out of the equation. They have a hard time establishing the run. A lot of it has to do with their offensive line's inefficiency and run blocking. But I could care less about their offense. My concern is their defense. They have the best secondary in the NFL by a country mile. They have allowed the least amount of points scored against them all season long. I suppose, say that you're a stickler, you could probably point out some of the quality of competition that they have had so far this year. But make no mistake, a very, very good secondary. Derek Stingley on one side. You have Kamari Lassiter on the other. Linebackers are stellar in coverage. And when I typically like looking at previews, I like looking at how secondaries and defenses, how they end up tackling specific position groups. And even top 3 defenses in the NFL, right? Like, for example, when I was previewing the Patriots game a couple of weeks ago, of course, was giving them flowers for their secondary, but I pointed out a couple of positions where you could exploit them technically on tight ends and running backs in the pass game. With the Houston Texans, they're literally top 10 guarding every single position. They are 7th in guarding running backs. They're like 5th in tight ends. They're top 10 wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. So the Buffalo Bills, man, we have to really be on our P's and Q's. So as far as keys of the game, what I need to see from this team is we need to be able to take advantage of the underneath stuff over in Houston. And so they run zone coverage. Like, that's what it is. It's like 70% of the time. Very rarely do they run man. Now, it's tough because what Buffalo does well as far as play action, we're going up against a defense that is number 1 against play action. So need Josh Allen to, number 1, take everything that is underneath. And for any Bills fans that are hoping that we're going to be able to stretch the field like we did against Tampa last week, I don't think this is the game to do it. Yes, Jalen Petrie, their safety, is out. He's accounted for like 3 interceptions so far this year. When he's not out on the field, their defense secondary numbers drop to about 11th and 12th, respectively. But I still think that that's the key. Run defense is okay. It's pretty good. But how you ultimately end up, what happened there?
I'm not exactly sure.
All right. Well, hey, have no fear. We're back. Have no fear. We are back. How you run the ball against this team is not particularly the way that like this Bills team effectively runs it, if that makes sense. If you want to run the ball against Houston, you need the power run scheme and you need to operate out of gap schemes where you see James Cook. He's not really a power running type running back. So we're going to have to ask this running back, room to really do things that they're not particularly comfortable with if they want to establish it. I really think that this is going to be a gritty game. I think that so with the under is certainly going to hit. I have the Bills winning 17-13. So I really think that that's going to be the case. I'm not so much concerned about our run defense because with their offensive line, they've had a very difficult time establishing the run in general. And as far as our secondary is concerned, like that's been one of the saving graces of this defense. So I think it's going to be a really annoying, low-scoring game. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills to take this one 17-13. Colby, thoughts on that one?
So I'm trying to fix the show real quick. So TD, let's pan this one to you real quick.
TD, talk on this.
Yeah, Dan, I just think that you're delusional. This game, the Bills will win this game, but y'all about to blow the Texans out. Yeah, they got a good defense.
How?
The Texans got a good defense, but Josh Allen probably got a few more of those games he had last week in him, and he's going to deliver one in this one. The team's back is against the wall. They need some wins for playoff seeding and positioning, and they're going to be doing all they can to go after that. The Bills are a better team than the Houston Texans. I know you've been worried about them because the way that they do play defense is a concern for Buffalo. But again, I look for Josh Allen to have another big game. Remember, he's coming off of like 2 or 3 not so great games, and then he gives a phenomenal one. Well, and actually, let's be honest, and even in that phenomenal 6-touchdown game, let's not talk about that first half. He coughed it up twice. Like he wasn't even all that at first. It came on in the second half. And that's what'll happen. He'll pick up where he left off, and he's going to have one of those monster games in this one. I can see the Bills actually running the ball as well, because, again, Josh Allen's going to be such a threat. I think he's going to get out early and make some explosive plays. It's going to open up the run game, and y'all are Colts by the end. What I don't think is that the Texans will be able to put up enough points in this game because Buffalo, here we are later in the season. This is where the defense should start to play better football. And let's be honest here. The Texans dealing with, and it's not CJ Stroud, right?
No, it's Davis Mills. Yeah, it's Davis Mills. He's QB1, and then so they do have a pretty significant injury on the defensive side of the ball too. It's Jalen Petrie.
You can't trust that. I mean, they put up 16 points against the Tennessee Titans. So, man, Dan, you're overreacting here, in my opinion. You guys will get this victory, and it'll be I think it'll be a rout. Y'all gonna really put it on them, probably over 20 points.
Think so?
Yeah.
Damn. So the only way I see that happening is as if we create a couple of turnovers and we win the special teams battle on top of that, which it could be, and so it could be the case. But yeah, I mean, yeah, man, really what I look at is just how he matches up with this team and what he's like in the stadium. And so this team averages 15 points per game since 2006, since Josh has been in Houston too for 3 times. So maybe that's it for me. I don't like the matchup. I think it's going to be gritty, but so there are a couple of favorable ones moving forward. So I don't know. We'll see. Listen, all I'm in the business of is winning this game. And so I can care less if we blow them out or we win 17-13. Maybe my doctor would disagree as far as my blood pressure is concerned, but we'll go from there. Colby, thoughts, Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans.
Yeah, I'm looking at this game, Dan, and it's going to be a test for you guys, and I also do think that it's not going to be a pretty game like you alluded to. I don't think this is going to be a situation where the Buffalo Bills come out and it's going to be 40-10. Can you give me a bit of an update on what the injury report is for Houston? I'm trying to find it, but I haven't seen it. Do we know CJ Stroud is playing?
He is officially out. It's Davis Mills.
So he is officially out. Do they have any other big names that are going to be out, especially on the offensive side of the football?
On the offensive side of the football, no, but you do have Jalen Petrie, who is missing his 3rd straight. He was tied in the lead of with picks. So that's a big thing for their secondary. You have CJ Stroud out with a concussion, Jalen Petrie out with a concussion, and Jamal Hill out with a hamstring.
Got you. So really the big one there is just going to be CJ Stroud. I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, I do see that, for you guys, Mecole Hardman's going to be out of this one. Dalton Kincaid's going to be out for this one. And Curtis Samuel's going to be out. Now, those are certainly big names, and especially against a defense like this, I certainly don't think it's going to be pretty. I think that there is a chance that the Texans could win this game. Do not sleep on the backup quarterback there for Houston. And so I think it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a test for you guys. I think the way that the Texans like to play defense is going to be exactly what Buffalo has struggled against. I think they're going to do good at stopping the run. They're going to get pressure on Josh Allen. And if you look at all the games that the Bills have lost this year, it's come against those good defenses. When you say Josh Allen, you have to win this game through the air, no turnovers, with pressure on you consistently out throughout the game. That's when Josh Allen does struggle. But I think what's different here is that last week we saw Josh Allen kind of come back into his own. We saw him put on the cape, play superhero football. They didn't have much of a run game, but he took the check down. He got his playmakers in space. He did everything himself. And that's what you need from Josh Allen. If the Bills are going to go on a run, if they're going to do anything, then it's mainly going to come from Josh Allen, again, having to play superhero football. And so is that something that he can consistently do now for the rest of 2025? I think that's going to be the big question, and he's going to have to do it here against Houston for 2 consecutive weeks. But at the end of the day, I trust Buffalo to put up more offensive points even against Houston's defense than I think that Davis Mills and the Houston Texans are going to do. And so I think that the Bills are going to have a great game getting pressure on Davis Mills. I think you guys are going to do fairly well at limiting the run game there. And so give me the Buffalo Bills in this game.
It's definitely going to be a good one, man. It is not a kind environment for Bills fans, but you know what? We need to be 8-3. You know, we need to take care of business. And this is the right step in the correct direction, if you know what I mean. All right, folks. Well, we also need to transition over to the New England Patriots. They are facing off against the Cincinnati Bengals. And some news that came out, people are starting to speculate a little bit. Joe Burrow was a full participant in practice today. Now, I'm not sure if that means that he is going to play on Sunday. Attempting to put myself in the shoes of the Cincinnati Bengals, I see that Jamar Chase he's suspended, obviously. Maybe this is a desperation move for Cincinnati. Maybe they try and get him out there a bit sooner. I don't know. Thoughts on this game, Colby, with Burrow or without Burrow? Talk to me.
Yeah. I don't think Burrow does play in this game because there's a ramp-up period. We got to keep in mind that he hasn't played football now in months. And so with that being said, there's kind of this ramp-up period for players when they first return to practice. I think people kind of get this in their mind that it's like, oh, he returned to practice, so he can play next week. Well, no, they're going to need about 2-3 weeks to get that guy just back into football shape before they throw him out there. And so I think that's exactly what we're seeing with Joe Burrow. I think he's trending towards playing, but I don't think it's going to be this week. I think it's actually going to be week 13 that we see Joe Burrow back. And like you said, he's missing his number one wide receiver. Exactly. And he's missing his number one wide receiver in this game. And you don't have Mike Gesicki. He's placed on injured reserve. And so you got Noah Fant as your starting tight end. And so it's like, with that being said, why rush him back from this injury when you know that you're not really going to be a very competitive football team this year? It really just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, and I don't think they're going to do that. And again, with Jamar Chase being top 5 in receiving yards, when you do get your quarterback back from injury, you're going to want to give him as many weapons as humanly possible. And so I do think that this is going to be Joe Flacco in this game. I am looking at the injury report, though, for both of these teams that did drop today. For the New England Patriots, some positive injury news, but then also some obviously not so positive injury news. Ramondre Stevenson, he was a limited participant last week. We thought maybe there was hope he could play against the Jets. Short week, he ultimately didn't. He was a limited participant here again this week, and so he's trending towards being back from that toe injury. Toe turf, obviously very lingering type of injury. Only time is going to tell with that one, but it would be really, really great to get him back to kind of have this thunder and lightning mix between him and Travion Henderson. Austin Hooper dealt with a concussion, so he was out last week. He was a limited participant. Good chance that he ultimately comes back. And then, outside of that, obviously you have Milton Williams, who's placed on injured reserve. He's going to miss this game. Some news came out from Stephon Diggs, though, during an interview today himself, which he said he's actually been playing over the last few weeks with a broken finger. And so he's going to play. He said he's going to be fine. This isn't something that just happened and he's going to be on the injury report. He hasn't been on the injury report for this at all. So it's kind of taken Patriots Nation by storm because he just went out a few days ago on Thursday Night Football, a short week, and put up over 100 yards on the Jets. And so certainly something to watch, but it does look like he's going to be fine at the end of the day. Usually broken fingers take a couple of weeks upwards to a month to heal, so it's nothing too serious. As for the Bengals, Samaje Perine was a non-participant. Jalen Rivers, their guard, was also a non-participant. Trey Hendrickson on the defensive side of the football, he's also not going to be playing in this game. Cam Sample, their edge rusher, also did not practice. And then Cam Taylor-Britt, their cornerback, dealing with a foot injury, he also did not practice. So you're missing your star player on offense. You're missing your star player on defense. Where the Patriots have been thriving is the passing game. They're top 5 in scoring offense. They are 8th in passing offense. It just so happens that the Cincinnati Bengals have one of the worst defenses, maybe even the worst defense in the NFL, with one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. So I think this is going to be a big game for the Patriots to be able to pass the football. As for the Patriots defense, the Cincinnati Bengals are bad at running the football, but they're not terrible at passing the football, believe it or not. They are 13th in the NFL in passing offense. So this is really going to come down to the Patriots secondary. Obviously, you get a little bit of extra help with Jamar Chase out of the mix. And so, look, there's really not too much to say about this one. This is a game that even if Jamar was in this game, even if Trey Hendrickson was playing in this game, the Patriots should ultimately win. They're going to be on the road. They have a little bit of extra time to prepare for this game coming off of a Thursday night football game. And so I think the Patriots are going to go into Cincinnati, and I think they're going to win this one pretty damn confidently. Give me the New England Patriots 32 and the Cincinnati Bengals 14.
So right before I give my prediction, just out of curiosity, I'm curious to hear from your perspective. With Milton Williams being put on IR, how much of an impact is that on your defense?
Well, it's a major impact. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not. He's been one of the most efficient.
So more on the run side of things or pass rush?
I think it's going to be more so pass rush. He's been good in terms of run defense, but where he's really been eating has been from a pass rush standpoint. And it's really been because him and Christian Barmore are 1A and 1B. But I think at the end of the day, they're going to be fine. The Patriots like to play an aggressive style of defense. I think they're going to find unique and exotic ways to put pressure on opposing quarterbacks until Milton Williams does come back. But keep in mind, you got Christian Barmore there. Kyrie's Tonga has been balling for them. Corey Durden, who no Patriots fan expected to do anything, has actually been one of the best pass rushing defensive tackles in the NFL. Question mark's going to be for him. Okay, you're going from 5, 8 snaps a game to now maybe you're playing upwards to 20 snaps a game. Can you still be as efficient? But as much as it sucks, because obviously Milton Williams is a baller, if there was one position the Patriots were going to lose a player at, defensive tackle was the place they could most afford to lose it.
Got it. All right. We'll make the transition over to my preview and prediction. I just want to start off by saying you guys are the luckiest mofos in the damn league.
What do you mean?
Jamar Chase suspended for a game.
Yeah. Well,
spitting on damn Jalen Ramsey. Damn it, Jamar. Come on.
Can I tell you something, though, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
And so I'm actually just upset about it as you are.
Are you really?
I am upset. I want Trey Hendrickson playing. I want Jamar Chase playing. Damn it, I want Joe Burrow playing, because I'm sick of the excuses from people saying we have an easy schedule. Not just that, but I want this team to get as much competitive level as possible heading into the postseason. I don't want them coasting through easy opponents, and then you get to the postseason, and then it's some shock value that you're playing some of the best teams in the NFL. And I don't think it will be a shock value, but I want the highest competition level possible for this team.
That sounds like a Super Bowl winning mentality, Kobe.
Yeah, that's the Mike Vrabel effect, baby.
Vision winning mentality.
Okay, we have TD Pat's talk, man. He's itching for his preview and prediction. And so I'll go ahead and give mine. I actually agree with Colby here. I don't think that it would have been much of a difference even if Jamar Chase was out there. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to play. It's the exact same story as into what we saw from CJ Stroud this week. He was ramping up. Yes, he was throwing the football at practice, but what we heard out of Cincinnati was his target to play was Thanksgiving against Baltimore. And when you look at it, this is likely ramping up Joe for that Thanksgiving game. I would be shocked if Joe Burrow goes out there and plays. And even if he does, we're talking about the worst defense in the NFL by a country mile. They are awful in every single category. And you're not going to have Trey Hendrickson. So the pass rush is going to all but disappear, and coverage is awful. Same thing with run defense. I could very easily see you guys cracking 40. And to be completely honest with you, I don't particularly see T. Higgins having a good game either, because I would imagine Gonzo is probably going to be on him, completely locking him down. So who do you have? And so
you would think, Dan.
Yossi Voss and some of the same thing with Joe and same thing with Joe Flacco's old ass. What's he gonna do right behind that offensive line? I would be shocked if Cincinnati even makes this close. I would be shocked if this was okay. Right now, I think the spread's 7.
Wow.
I would tease the spread right now to -14 Patriots. No, -20 Patriots.
-20. I like it.
-20 Patriots. I don't think that Cincinnati is going to keep this close at all. 3-9 incoming Cincinnati. And that's what you get for putting 40% of your cap space in 3 players. TD.
Defense keeps you in games, man.
Yeah, this is going to be different here. First of all, the Bengals need to just give up on the season. And Joe Burrow's not playing this week. I don't think so at all. And no Jamar Chase, no pass rush. I mean, listen, the Patriots going to steamroll them too. They're going to beat them too. And then the Bengals need to dial it in. You're 3-8. Season over. Season is over at that point. So there ain't much here, really. Just the fact that the Patriots going to win business as usual. And I feel Kobe on that. You want the best team you could possibly play so you know what you got. You know, you want to know if you're real competitors right now. You feel you might be, but, you know, a lot of people doubt, rightfully so. So give us that opponent that we can prove it. And you still got 1 or 2 coming up, though, Kobe, for the rest of the season, where you'll have a real bar where you need to win those games to show
Without
something.
Milton Williams, though, that's going to suck.
Hey, I mean, it happens, but hey, Vrabel, next man up, right?
Next man
and
up.
then here's the deal, too. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, let me just say the Bengals. They got Baltimore twice, Buffalo and the Patriots. It might even be the Colts. No, or the Patriots. It's the Patriots. In the next 4 games. Baltimore twice, Buffalo, Patriots. Their season over. Their season is over. Okay? No, I mean, the only team they might have a chance to beat is Buffalo, but outside of that, their season is over, man. They got the Ravens twice in a 4-week period. So congratulations in advance, Kobe. Your team is about to reach their 10th win on the season.
10th win, baby.
And you might be number 1 in the AFC after this game.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the Jets. Oh, my God.
Well, understandable. I think we look at this game and we're like, there's not too much to say about this one, you know?
All right.
Dan, 30 seconds. That's all we need.
So I'll keep it quick.
Oh, man.
So I'll keep it quick here, man. I don't have Baltimore losing another game.
Really?
For the rest of the regular season. Maybe Pittsburgh takes 1. Maybe.
Oh, Dan, that's still bold.
Maybe Pittsburgh takes 1, and that's a big maybe. But I'm having a very, very difficult time. Like Tyrod Taylor is going to be out there. Maybe he gives the Jets a better opportunity of generating at least some semblance of an offense. But look, when you look at Baltimore, they've figured it out defensively, as I'm sure many of us thought that they would. You have Lamar Jackson back. You're getting some key guys off of the IR. It's tough for me to see Baltimore losing another game. I really think that they're on a heater.
And Pittsburgh twice.
Yeah.
Patriots. Mm-hmm. Green Bay.
Yeah.
And Bengals twice.
With Joe Burrow back.
Yeah. Yeah. Dan, if they don't lose another game, they get to 12 wins. That is massive. I get it because all of them are winnable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so I'm not moved by the Green Bay Packers. I'm not moved by the Packers.
But you look at the Ravens. I mean, against the Browns, they won 23-16. The Ravens won 27-19 against the Vikings, 28-6 against the Dolphins. You know, like I'm not sold just yet on what I'm seeing.
I would just let Lamar get comfortable coming off of that injury. And so I think the days of 30s and 40 points drop by Baltimore's, it's coming soon.
How many weeks is he back from that injury?
He's been a couple of now I think 3 weeks, I think. Well, he's won, I think they've won 4 straight, right? Chat?
Yeah, they beat the Bears, Dolphins.
Yeah, so 3 so with 3 games he's been back. And because with Tyler Huntley, he saved their season by beating the Bears. Yeah. But and so I'm going to take Baltimore 35-10.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta go Baltimore. I'm gonna go 42-10.
Yeah.
The Jets are just a bad team, man. And now they're going to Tyrod, and he's gonna try to do something. But Baltimore, they're getting better and better. And where is this game? In Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, ain't no way.
That's why Richie can show up. I
actually kind of wish Richie was here because I would love to see, would Richie be realistic and say, yeah, I'm taking the Ravens in this one, I accept defeat? Or would it be a situation where he's like, I don't know, man, Tyrod's coming in, I think there might be a chance, and so I'm going to take the hot hand here with the Jets.
Exactly.
So in Richie's defense, and so I do think that he does say those things in jest. And so I don't think that he truly believes that.
I don't think he believes it either.
He's being facetious. He's being facetious.
No, he may not believe it, but he wants to. He wants to.
Oh, yeah. He wants to.
I don't know. I look at this game, and the Jets defense does still have some good players. Obviously, they got rid of Sauce. They got rid of Quinnen Williams, and those are two major pieces to the defense, for a defense that before trading them was finally starting to piece things together. But I do still think they have enough to figure it out. Aaron Glenn, a defensive-minded coach, too. And so it could certainly be a game where Baltimore gets into the 30s and 40s. I'm going to say that Baltimore ultimately scores, I'm going to say high 20s. I'm going to say about 27, 28 points there for Baltimore. But as for the Jets, I think they're going to score 10 points in this one. I think for Tyrod coming in, you're going to get a guy who's a more consistent passer. But what do you have at wide receiver? Garrett Wilson isn't in there. Mason Taylor's shown flashes, but he's a rookie tight end. A.D. Mitchell, he drops everything that goes his way. And I think you're losing an aspect of the ground game, right? From a mobile attack. I think you're losing a significant amount from Tyrod Taylor to Justin Fields. Now, Tyrod Taylor can be mobile, but he's not nearly athletic or as young, as fresh as Justin Fields is. And so you're kind of compensating one with the other. You're compensating getting rid of the mobile factor to help out the passing game a little bit, but I just don't think they have enough in the receiving category with Garrett Wilson out to be able to do enough to be able to win this game. And so I think it's going to be rough. I know that Jets fans thought, oh, okay, back-to-back wins. Maybe we're doing something here. Lost to the Patriots on a short week. I think you're going to head into Baltimore for your second straight road game and unfortunately drop this one too.
Damn. Well, those poor Jets, man, those poor Jets. A clean sweep on the roundtable crew. Guys, listen, we need to give a giant shout out to our good friends over on Sleeper. Folks, Sleeper is bar none the #1 player prop platform on the market today, right? Now, it's a very simple process. All you do is pick anywhere between 2 to 5 players, concoct your overall player prop parlay by itself, and you could see winnings up to 1000x. Simply just use that link in our description, and they're going to give you $20 just for signing up, and you could put that toward your first parlay. If you do decide to put down money as a deposit, they are matching 100% of that, all the way up to $100. Giant shout out to our friends over at Sleeper, guys. Go take advantage of the best promo in the damn game.